looks so beautiful, and I can't wait to show you how I made this so that you can replicate yours in case you want to. Hello, welcome to my channel again today. My name is Priska Osegali, the lead instructor at Gold Imperial Academy, where we teach interested persons how to draft their own patterns and create garments. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made the gathered bat wing dress. Okay, I'll be illustrating the upper part of the dress. So the first thing I'll do is to draft my pattern. Here I have my basic bodice that carries the underarm dart. I'll be marking out from my neck point to my under bust level. Now this is because I want to have a band on the dress, so the remaining part of the bodice will be my band measurement. Here I have marked out 3 inches from my waistline upwards. I've marked out 3 inches, so you can use 3 inches, you can use 2 inches, but I want to use 3 inches. Then I've also noted that 0.5 inch should be added to bring my pattern back. I've done so for both the front and also the back. So now I'm going to be separating my pattern now. So these are my bands, and then these will be my bodies. I'm going to widen my neckline, not widen it too much because I do not want it to be too wide. I'll just do 0.5 widening from my basic neckline, like so. Okay, for the back, you can have your regular neckline for the back. Okay, you can have a V or you can have a round neckline for the back. You can have your neckline all the way to your front underarm. Okay, if you do not want it to be too low, your front underarm is fine for this type of pattern. If you want it to go all the way to your under bust level, that's okay. If you also want it to go all the way to your bust line, that's okay. Depending on how deep you want your neckline, that will inform how low you go. Okay, so let me just draw all the way to my front underarm, like so. So like I said, I do not want it to be too wide. Okay, so I just draw like this. Okay, and then let me draw the neckline for the back. Okay, so for the back as well, you have to also widen by 0.5, like so. But to be on the safe side, I also use my front neckline to mark my back neckline so that I'll be sure that the necklines are the same, because most times your back neckline may be wider than the front neckline when you are done constructing your pattern. So I can just blend it properly with my free hand. Okay, I prefer this. All right. Okay, so here I have my back neckline. For this, I'm not going to be doing a centralization of my shoulder line. I'll just leave it like so. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so very much for staying with us all through. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to, and also turn on notifications so that you'll be the first to know every time we post new videos. Okay, so now I'm going ahead now to attach more paper because I want to develop this into a kimono pattern. So let me quickly do that.
You are invited to Skill Up Sewing Lagos.
Skill Up Sewing is a sewing platform aimed at building skillful professionals, and you are invited to our upcoming seminar live in Lagos, tagged Skill Up Sewing Lagos,
with Master P, a unisex fashion tutor at Master P Fashion World, and Priska Osegali, the lead instructor at Gold Imperial Academy, where you'll be learning the professional way of making garments such as corsets, princess cut bustier, trouser, shirts, panel skirts, and much more,
as well as other professional aspects that will help build your fashion career. Date:
Monday 1st July to Friday 8th July 2022.
Time: 10 a.m. Delhi. Venue:
Abatco Hotel, Oyegunwa Street, Shogule, Lagos State.
To participate, WhatsApp the numbers displayed on your screen now for seat reservation.
I've attached another paper, and the next thing I want to do is to mark out the length of my sleeve. Now you know that the concept of the kimono is such that your sleeve is already attached to your bodies. Okay, so you don't need to attach your sleeve to your bodies. So now I'm going ahead now, I'm marking out, I want it to be 20 inches. Note that I am starting from my armhole, that is my shoulder point right here. This is my shoulder point. So I'm starting from my shoulder point and I am measuring 20. Okay, I want it to be 20. So I'm going to measure 20 inches. You can do yours more or less depending on how long you want yours to be. So I'm also going to measure here as well. Okay, I'm trying to get a rectangular shape. Okay, so you can use your ruler to just mark out that straight line, connect it all the way down, connect the hem of your bodies as well all the way, and then you will have that rectangular. So I'm going to do this for both the front and the back, so let me do that quickly. Okay, so I've attached the extra paper I talked about. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and convert this into a kimono pattern. So I really want this to be ruched. Then I also want to gather the front part and also the back part of my pattern. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to convert this first. I reduced the paper that I added. Okay, I wanted to add 20 inches before, but I changed my mind about that, so I added 16. Okay, so I added 16, so just measure 16 from the armhole. Okay, and then you add. All right, so now I'm going to go up by 0.5 on my shoulder point. Just measure 0.5 like so. So now I have marked out 0.5 above my shoulder point. So now I'm going to connect it from my neck point. This is my new neck point, 0.5 widening I did. So I'll just connect from here, passing through the 0.5 mark all the way to the end of my paper. So this will now be my sleeve. I'm going to do that for both the front and the back. Okay, so here we are. I have done it. So now if you want to taper the round sleeve part of your sleeve, you can do that. But for me, I really want it to be bogus, so I'm going to leave it like this. So I'm going to now go ahead and draw out my slash lines. Now for these, you can decide that you want your slash lines to run all through your pattern, or you can decide that you only want to gather the bodies part of your pattern. For me, I want to gather everything, so I want to have slash lines all through. So that is what I'm going to be doing now. Before I begin to draw out my slash lines, you can see that I have two darts here. I'm not going to be holding these darts, but I'm going to be converting them to fullness. The first thing I'm going to be doing will be to extend my darts. So I'll extend my waist dart upwards, as well as extend my underarm dart to the dart point. Then the next thing I want to do is slash this line open and close my dart, transferring it into my underbust line. Remember, this is now our underbust level, so transferring it into here as part of my fullness that I'm going to be gathering together. So I should have done this before converting this into my kimono pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this and quickly do that. Okay, all right, so here we are. So I have this now. So I'm now going to go ahead and draw out my slash lines. I've drawn out my slash lines. So the next thing I want to do is to cut it out. Now I want my fullness to be both at the shoulder line and also at the underbust area. So I'm going to first of all be slashing at the underbust area. Then when I'm spreading on my paper, I'll spread out first. Then I would now cut through my shoulder line, okay, and then I'll spread that as well on my paper. I have labeled all my slashes so that in case anyone detaches, I'll be able to add it back. Okay, I'll know where it detached from. So I'm just going to go ahead and slash these all the way. All slashes cut. Now it's time for us to spread it on another paper. Okay, you can use a contrasting color if you want, but I'm using this white paper. So we just go ahead and secure this onto the paper and then add our cutting instructions and all the necessary annotations. Then we can place this on our fabric and begin to cut out. I'm thinking I should just slash and spread the front because of the fabric that I have at my disposal instead of doing both the front and the back. But I think the front and the back will be more beautiful, so I'm going to do the front first, cut on fabric, so see what I have left, then decide if I want to do for the back as well. But if you're going to do for the back, it's just the same principle that you would use. Okay, so you can spread by 1.5 or 1 inch. Since I do not have a lot of fabric, I think 1.5 is just fine. Okay, or you can do as much as 2 inches if you have enough fabric. But I think 1.5 is fine. 2 inches would be beautiful because you can decide to pleat it as well instead of just gathering it. But I am thinking of the fabric that I have at my disposal. So I'll be doing 1.5 inches, okay, just like so. So this is what I was talking about. I'll spread this first, then I'll go ahead and now cut through and spread the shoulder line as well. For the front alone, now I'm going to cut it on my fabric, okay, and then see what I have left and decide if I also want to do for the back. Otherwise, I'll just use the back that way. So this is it after slashing and spreading it. So all these will be gathered back to give us the original measurement.
Hello, my name is Anna Lupita, also known as Master P of Master P Fashion World. I am a unisex fashion designer and a tutor. I'll be in Lagos for Skill of Sewing Lagos. It's in
I've placed my pattern on my fabric and cut it out. So this is the back. I've also cut lining. I'm using lining for this. I've added feasible interfacing both on the fabric and also on the lining. So I'm going to be stitching the necklines, finishing that off with my lining and then giving it a good press. So I have gathered both the shoulder line and also the underbust of my dress. Now I'll be joining the shoulder line of the front to the shoulder line of the back. Okay, I've shown this before how I do it, but I'll just do it again. So you sandwich the front shoulder line in between the back fabric and the lining, okay, and then arrange it well. You can pin or you can just take it to your sewing machine and sew like that. So I'm going to just do mine and then take it to my sewing machine and sew. So just sandwich your front shoulder line in between your back, that is the fabric of the back, and the lining if you're using. And if you're not using the facing, you should use a facing for your garments. So if you're not using a lining, you can use a facing. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine now and stitch this. So now I have joined the shoulder just like I told you, and you can see the sandwiching it in between gave it a neat finishing. I also had to gather the lining fabric so that it can rhyme with the fashion fabric. So now we're going to add our elastic. We're going to be adding an elastic. Okay, so you can either create your casing and then pass your elastic through the casing, or you just fold as you sew, okay, encasing your elastic in the casing that you are making. So I prefer the second method. It's easier for me and I don't have to bother about whether my pin will be stuck in the casing or not. So I'm going to add my elastic now, okay, and then I'm going to close off the dress. I've also joined the band to the bodice, but before I did that, I left about 5.5 inches, okay, for me to be able to join the bodies to the bottom of the dress. After adding the elastic, I'm going to go ahead now and join the side of the dress all the way to the hem of the dress. Hello, my name is Friska Osegali. I am the creative director at Gold Imperial and the lead instructor at Gold Imperial Academy, where we teach interested persons how to draft their own patterns from scratch and also how to become better garment makers. I would like to specially invite you to Skill of Sewing, happening live here in Lagos. Skill of Sewing is a platform designed to build skillful fashion professionals. It will be happening at Mabatco Hotels, Shogule, Lagos, starting from 10 a.m. daily. We look forward to seeing you at this episode of Skill of Sewing. Skill of Sewing, giving you the edge you need. So you can see the elastic has been added now. Can you see? So this will fit on the round sleeve, okay? When you wear it, you just push it up a little bit to give it that bob effect. So now I'm going to join the sides. So the sides have been joined. Can you remember the 5.5 inches I said I left? So you just join all the way through the side seam on both sides. So that is how you would join that. And voila, we are done. We're done. So I'm going to finish off this rough edge with a bias strip. You can see that's the only rough part on this garment. I'm going to finish it off with a bias strip to give it a neat finishing. And this is the front of the garment, and I'll also be attaching an applique on the front right there and the bow to the skirt part of the dress. So I'm going to be showing you how I rocked this garment to the event I made it for. If you are a new viewer, please do well to subscribe and also turn on notifications so that you would always be notified whenever we upload new videos. And if you are a returning viewer and yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe and also turn on notifications so that when we upload new videos, you will be the first to hear about it. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. And when you replicate using this video, please tag us. We're on Instagram and Facebook as J Gold Imperial, and we also have a community on Facebook, Gold Imperial Academy. So I hope to see you soon in our next tutorial. My name is Priska Oserali. Bye for now.